Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a minute. Anyways, we're back with a new episode, and this episode is The Camera Eats First. This episode theme we thought of was kind of spur the moment. So, me, Maria, and a couple other friends went out to eat earlier this week, and we were so inspired by the food we ate, which is saying a lot about the restaurant if we're making a whole episode about it. But it's because of the experience we had. And that's how food is. It has that powerful impact on us. So why don't you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy our episode of The Camera Eats First.
Yeah, not in a millennial way, but the camera does always eat first. I think it's so important. And obviously, this episode is not going to be all about taking pictures of food and the kind of millennial Gen Z culture we have of taking pictures of food, which does seem unnecessary, but I don't know. It's just a thing. But I don't know. I just feel like when a food is so impressive, you have to take a picture of it. And I don't know. It just, I feel like it needs to be shared because other people can appreciate it too. Because then it also gives you ideas of where to go to. Like when you see someone else post something, you're like, oh, I got to go there. Or, oh, their food looks good. I got to try it. Like it's kind of like proof that their food is good too.
Right. Absolutely. But let me tell you, so I definitely went through, I really think that everybody went through this phase during quarantine and lockdown. And I know that I was taking pictures and making Instagram story videos of me cooking my food.
Mm-hmm. We did a
And
lot of those.
I know that was like my thing during then. But that was all because I wanted to show off my new vegan lifestyle. And
Barely vegan, not vegan at all.
this is why I want to get into this subject because I feel that you can be fluid with
No.
your eating preferences. I don't feel like you have to strictly stick to a food diet or restrictions. So, yeah, sometimes I might be vegan, sometimes I might be vegetarian, sometimes I might be pescatarian, and sometimes I might be a meatitarian. It just all
So,
depends on the day.
n-
But I don't like to be shamed.
so here's like, I definitely get what you mean. It's okay if you're trying something out. It's not okay when you claim to be something you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. There's people who are like, "Oh, I'm a part-time vegetarian." It's like, no, you just don't eat meat sometimes. You're a regular person. You have a regular diet. It's just every once in a while you have a meal without meat, or you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and I don't know if I'm a little more sensitive about it because I'm a pescatarian, and that's like serious to me. You were doing a lot of vegan recipes.
Yeah.
You were. I'm not gonna knock you that. Did it make you vegan? I don't think so. But you did do a lot of vegan recipes, and I really respect that. I think it's good and it's fun and it's healthy to try new things. Like there's some things that I will strictly eat, like vegetarians. There's some things that are really good vegan, and like you can replace it and it is no trouble at all, or just like being plant-based or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Like there's no shame of it. And it's fun too. That's the thing. Like it's fun to kind of challenge yourself with these recipes and not use certain things. And you also feel good. Like I think you feel better after eating things.
So fun. Are you having fun being pescatarian? If
Okay.
the people don't know, you're
Oh,
pescatarian, but I want to know if you're having fun while doing that.
so I started being a pescatarian going on 4 years ago. Because I thought it was gonna be fun. That was the sole reason behind it. And since I am a truly dedicated person and I am not a quitter, so am I having fun?
I
For
don't
the
know
most
because
part,
I feel
kind
like
of.
when you look at a piece of chicken, you kind of want to eat it.
Sometimes I do. I'm not gonna say like I'm one of those people who like, oh, I'm disgusted by meat. I think it would be weird if I ever ate meat again. Like, I can't imagine myself eating meat. Does it smell good? Yeah. And sometimes does it look really, really, really good. Yeah. And do I feel like I'm missing out sometimes? Definitely. Like I do. But I'm sticking with the decision that I made and I'm happy I made it. And it's going great. You know, it's been 4 years. So
I don't know if you're trying to convince yourself or you're trying to convince us. I'm really trying to see what you're doing here.
no,
I think.
I am so serious. It is the best time of my life.
I don't know. I feel a lot of pain. I feel a lot of
I
pain
like
in
wiping
your
my tears behind the camera.
right, exactly.
A single teardrop like rose on my cheek.
Talking about I'm just having such a great
A
time.
great
This is
time.
awesome. I'm having the best time of my life.
I really don't mind it. Like I hope I can keep it going for a long time. And another thing that I feel like kind of restricts us, but I feel like what does make a difference also, like when it comes to eating and our eating patterns and habits, is the seasons. Like
Oh
if
yeah.
it's foods are seasonal or year round, I feel like there's a big difference in what you eat and how you cook in winter and fall compared to summer and spring. Like I feel like during those colder seasons, it's more like warm stuff and soups and I feel like maybe like during spring and summer, I'm more inclined to eating healthier, like salads and things like that, because like, I don't know, you usually just want to like bake in the fall and in the winter and like
Right. Cause I feel the same way too, especially with like the weather changing here. Like last week when it was like 90 degrees, all I wanted was just a nice, cool summer salad. That's what I wanted.
mhm.
And
I don't think there's
oh,
ever a bad time to eat ice cream.
never, never. I can eat ice cream in the dead of winter and be okay.
Mhm.
Literally, what is your favorite ice cream, by the way? I probably should know this.
I don't I have like so many favorites. I would say I don't know if I can choose one, but I would say like I love cookies and cream. I love
Mm-hmm.
strawberry ice cream. And more recently, like my favorite is the Let's Dough Buffalo.
Yes, I was
I would
gonna say
say that's
that.
like my one of my top favorites now.
Yo, okay, that is my favorite ice
Hmm.
cream. It's
Yeah,
Let's Go Buffalo.
it's so good. It doesn't even make
Even
sense.
though I don't watch hockey, and it's named after the Sabres, the Buffalo Sabres
Hmm.
hockey team. Like,
Hmm.
but the ice cream, I will rock it all day. What is your staple like winter and summer dish?
Oh, both
Like, do you have
winter and
a
summer. It's not healthy. It's not anything impressive, but this is one of my favorite things to eat. And it's not even something I cook. I just season it. Cup ramen. Oh my
ew
God. What'd you just say?
cup ramen? Like the ramen inside the cup?
No, the hot and spicy cup
Okay,
ramen, the bowl of
okay, the
ramen.
bowl. I
No,
thought you were
I'm
talking
sorry,
about
not
cup of
cup
noodle.
ramen. You know what? Yeah, I should have specified the hot and spicy bowl of ramen. My brother and I, when we were watching like this anime show, and there was a lot of food involved in it. Um, it was like every Thursday night, and like we would just binge it and watch episodes all night till like the wee hours in the morning, which is really unhealthy. And like we would make our little bowl of ramen and have our little chopsticks, and like I would season it with like obviously the seasonings that are in there, but like you have to
But you
add
gotta
like
add a little razzle dazzle.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the garlic powder, the
Yep.
the crushed red peppers,
Squeeze a
the
lime over
I
it.
was just gonna say the lime, what's it called? The green onions, like at the end there, and like I add a little Obe seasoning, which is really good in it. It's
Oh.
really good. Obe seasoning makes a difference. And there's something else I can't think of it now that I'm like I had to like be in my kitchen and like adding the stuff
Mhm.
in. It is delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. And I like that's one of my favorite things to eat. And obviously I don't eat it as much anymore just because it's so unhealthy. And like I'm not watching anime at midnight with my brother. So I
Right.
have less of a reason to eat it. But still, it's like
It's good.
it's good.
It's good.
It's so good,
That's so
man.
funny because I just tried this Korean one that I got from the Korean store and
Oh,
it was really good. Like
really?
it of course you just don't pop it in a microwave,
Yeah,
but
no.
it took like 5 minutes to boil on the stove
Hmm.
and it was so good. And I added a little this, a little
Ooh,
that, little soy sauce, like even with the packet, and I was
yeah.
like, Wow.
Can we
But yeah,
go
like
on a tangent about Asian food though, real quick?
yes. Okay.
I
I was gonna start with like Asia. I was like, yo, our
we
love
just
for Asian.
we just need to have like a whole like section dedicated to this, and I don't want to
Asian.
go anywhere else until we talk about our Asian food. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're obsessed with Asian culture and
We are.
food and everything under the sun. Okay.
Yeah. No, seriously.
We're Afro Koreans. Is that what was that? Was it
I
Afro
don't
Korean?
know. I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah, we're Afro Korean. Let's just go with Afro Korean.
And this is not in like an appropriation way, it's an appreciation way though. Like
Yes,
we
yes, we
really
appreciate the culture.
appreciate the culture and the food that comes with it, and not like in a very mainstream way, but in like a very serious,
Yeah.
legitimate way,
Yeah, we're just not out here like
just
watching.
claiming and
Yeah, yeah. Like we really rock with it.
we really do. We really, really, really do. And like it's not just like a fad or like
Nah.
a BTS thing,
Anyang
but like
Haseyo. Okay, by the way, if we're talking about BTS, did I not just go to McDonald's and order the BTS meal because it came out today?
are you serious? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes.
I
Okay.
don't do like BTS, K-pop stuff.
So I don't either,
Yeah,
but
you
I've been
don't.
seeing online that the BTS meal was coming out
Okay, so you
at
just had to get it.
McDonald's, and I had forgot, and so I just showed up at McDonald's because I was just going to get a burger because today for some reason I just felt like eating really like heavy
Mm-hmm,
food, burgery food.
mm-hmm.
And so I pulled up and I was like, BTS, and I was like, oh, this is the meal that everyone's been talking about, so I was like, I
Okay.
had to get it naturally.
What
So
was it?
it was good. It's just chicken nuggets, but they have Korean sweet chili sauce, and
Oh.
it's in Korean on
Oh, that's
the
nice. Wait,
isn't
I
it?
gotta take a
Isn't it?
screenshot of this so we can like post this on our Instagram or
Okay.
something. Okay. I
Okay.
got it.
So yeah, it's sweet chili sauce and it's in Korean. So I was like, okay, I gotta get this sweet chili sauce that's in
Okay.
Korean.
Yeah, that's
Um,
why.
the sauce was good. The sauce was good. I was like, okay.
Really?
I was a little scared because I was like, I didn't know how I felt about it, but it was good. So
Okay.
yeah, I got the BTS meal, and it was it pretty much the BTS meal was the sauce. Like
Yeah.
it was just chicken nuggets and a drink and stuff. But
Okay, that's good to know though.
yeah, but anyways, we are not BTS fangirls, like none of that. None of that
Not that
over
there's
here.
any shame in it, but it's just not who we are.
No, no. Okay, with our Asian food, where should we start? Like,
Do you want to start with things we make or like the food we like the places we go to, like restaurants?
let's start with make.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start with make.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's like
It
such a
is, it
long
is.
list of things.
I feel like we've made I'm going back to the time where we made egg rolls at your house.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
we did the egg rolls? And what
Yes.
else did we make? I know we made egg rolls and
Was it
something else.
wontons?
Wontons, yeah.
I
Like we
think
made
so.
the little pot sticker and wontons. Oh,
Hmm.
because you watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to make like the dumplings and you were practicing
Yes, the
your
folding technique.
yes, yes.
Yes. And honestly, okay, so recently, maybe it was last month and a month before, I was making dumplings, like shrimp dumplings, and
Yeah.
like I was adding all like I was serious. Like I got everything. I think it was like rice, wine, vinegar I
Vinegar, yeah, yep.
needed, and mirin, I think, and like it was
Yep.
like a whole list of things, and white pepper,
Yep.
and all the seasonings, whatever you need for it. And I went out and I got all of it, like the ginger and everything, and I was cutting up the shrimp, and I was doing it, and I'm not gonna lie, they were so good. And I feel like my
Really?
folding technique got a lot better, like just pinching and kind of like folding it over. And I did like two ones, the ones that kind of like are like a ball and you kind of like
Twist up.
twist
Mhm.
up. Yeah. And then the other ones where it's like you kind of like it's like a crescent shape and you kind of like fold it over.
Fold it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, I was pretty impressed because I felt
Oh
like it improved a
wow.
lot and I had a lot of fun making it. And they were pretty good.
I like it. I like it. I think during quarantine is where I did most of my Asian cooking. Like I would make bimbap all the
Mm.
time. That was
Mhm.
like my main thing. And one of my favorite dishes, which I have not made in a while, and I only made it once because I was watching Crash Landing on You.
Of
And
course.
actually, I made it because of the other Korean drama, which was Itaewon Class, was the kimchi stew.
Oh, that is your thing.
Yeah,
That's
I
your thing.
man, that kimchi stew was phenomenal.
It looks really good.
And I got white rice and I slurped it. Can we talk about how they slurp and eat their food so good? And I'm like, I want to smack and taste everything too. But I ate it was so good. And I used the tofu and I had, and I'm not a
Mm.
big fan of tofu, but I had the tofu and I did like some braised meat.
Mhm.
My Korean short ribs were
Ooh.
that was like an all day thing, making the Korean short ribs. Like it was in the oven for like 4 hours to
But
the
you
point where
know
they were
that's I was gonna
good.
say that's how you know it's good though. Like when you have to take your time to really cook something.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
those are definitely some of the things that I like. And also when I ate a ton of potatoes because of Crash Landing on You. And if anybody's watched Crash Landing on You, you know they eat them hot behind potatoes. They finger was burning. And so I started making boiled potatoes and eating
And burning your fingers
and burning my
so you can relate to the show. But I'm not
yes.
gonna lie, there's another show, like, and obviously this is not even just the show, but just in general, how they eat like sweet potatoes. I usually like eat it, and sometimes like when I do eat it, I mean, I like you do sweet potato fries, or like I'll do sweet potatoes and I'll kind of like mash it up like inside
Yeah.
the potato and like season it a little bit. Um, but just eating it plain and kind of like peeling it and eating it, it's so good just like that. It's like, man, why do I do all this extra stuff? Like
Oh yeah.
sometimes I just eat it fresh like that, just cook the potato and I don't know, pop it.
On the sweet potato, one of our friends, she got me eating sweet potato with cheddar cheese on it.
That's
Like
interesting.
it was actually really good. She came to my house one day and put cheddar cheese on her sweet potato, so I tried it with her, and now I eat it. And Mima's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It is good."
I'm not mad about that because sometimes like I'll eat breakfast and like you have like eggs and maybe with some cheese on
Yeah,
it. And sometimes I'll just cook the sweet potato because it's really filling and I love sweet potatoes. So I'll cook it in the morning and I'm like eating everything together just because and it might sound a little gross, but I eat it all together and it's good. So I can see how that would be good too.
right. Yeah, it was
Um
really really good.
Another thing I want to talk about on our Asian cooking. Well, I'm gonna talk about two things. Another thing that you recently made, and I love making too, is onigiri.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I like making because it's easy. And I remember when I first, like, I always knew what it was, but I never made it because I
Hmm.
don't know, I never did. And you would think as much rice as I eat, I would have. But I was watching an Asian show, but it was like a reality TV show. And they were running late and they had like the rice and they didn't finish their breakfast. So they like just put their breakfast in the rice bowl. They had the saran wrap and like
Yeah.
kind of like twisted it to make it like hold
Yeah.
and left for lunch. And I'm like, it really is that easy. Like it really is that easy. So sometimes like I've made it just to make it, just to eat it. But
Right.
sometimes when I'm like just wanting leftovers and I want something quick and that I can like pack up for later, I'll do the same thing and I'll make it and eat it later as a snack. I'm like, oh, I've never thought about it, but it's one of my more favorite things to do, especially since I love rice and putting like the little
Right.
seasoning. What is the seasoning called?
For Rakashi,
Yeah, something like
something like
that.
that. Yeah.
Um,
But no, that's true. That's one of my favorite things to make now too.
mhm.
I've made it. So I went on Amazon and got the cat mold. So I make them in shapes of cat,
That is amazing.
which I made it for my coworker, which was really fun. But yeah, I did like it. The only thing I would say is I think I like it warm. I
Yeah.
don't
Mhm.
like it cold because I made it for lunch and I packed it up and I put it in my bento box because I also bought bento boxes too to be official. and I didn't really enjoy it cold. So the
I
next
can see that.
time I make it, I'll just get like the quick microwavable sushi rice, warm
Mhm.
it up, and then just make the mold.
Mm.
What did you put in the middle of yours? Because I did salmon, like I did a
It's
salmon
it's usually just
stuffing.
salmon.
Oh, okay, you did the salmon.
Because my options are kind of limited too. I can't put like
Yeah,
meat inside it.
yeah.
So
But I don't.
salmon.
I think I only think really fish would go good, but I did see people put like beef in the middle of it
I've
too.
seen that too. Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, those are that's like one of my new favorite foods to make
Hmm.
quick for lunch.
I want to finish because now I'm thinking about India, but I want to finish this Asian thing real quick because I just want to ask you about two more things. I just want to talk
Mhm,
about shopping at like the Asian food market and Asian grocery
mhm,
stores
mhm.
because I love it. I
Me
love
too.
it. I have my little Google Translate. You can use your phone like as like a camera and it'll translate whatever it
Mhm.
is if you need to know if you like don't already. And I love the variety of foods they have there. I always feel so uncomfortable
Me
there
too.
just because I feel like I'm the outsider, I'm the tourist. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel and that there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how I feel personally. And I am. I am the outsider, I am the
Right,
tourist.
right.
And I don't and I feel bad because they're probably like, ugh, this poser, this whoever she is, like
Mhm,
shopping at
mhm.
our store. And I really understand it and I'm not even upset about it. But like I do feel uncomfortable there. But I'm like, they got good food and they have the things I
Yes,
need. I'm still gonna shop there. Even if I'm
yes,
uncomfortable, I'm shopping
yes.
there, and it's gonna take me 20 times to go down each aisle back and forth because I don't know exactly what I want, but I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna be awkward and I'm gonna get what I need.
Okay, I definitely feel the exact same way because when I went to the Asian market, the one that's on Brighton Town Line, I think.
The Asian food market,
Yeah, the Asian
like the real
food
one.
market. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I was like, I felt like the outsider, but I felt like this is where they get all their groceries.
It is.
They
That's where they
were,
all transport to this one
yeah,
store. So,
yeah, because I was like, they were walking out with like even produce. Like
hmm.
I was like, where am I? Because it was my first time going. I've never gone to that
Oh,
store.
hmm.
So
Really?
I'm like, yeah, I'm here buying snacks and you guys are buying real groceries. Like
Hmm.
as if they were at Wegmans. Like
Hmm.
that was real. And I was like, oh wow. And I felt so weird because I'm like, here I am going to buy my little jelly candies
Right.
and and
And they're
ramen.
buying real food. Yeah.
And they're buying like real food and
But
there's
what I will say is that the workers there are always so kind. And I
yeah.
feel like they never like judge you. They're really sweet. It's just how you like personally feel because it's just like a little awkward.
Right.
Um,
And they are always, what I will say is that they're always super helpful and they love when you try to speak their language.
mhm,
And like even when I was learning Korean and I probably have forgotten 97% of it, um, I always try to say like hi
mhm,
or something. And whenever I talk, I'm like, yeah, you know, I tried to learn like even Korean, and they're like, come and talk to us. Like, just come and
mhm,
talk to us and you can pick it up. Or, you know, like we'll teach you new words every time you come here. They're super like nice. I
mhm.
loved it.
That
But
was at the Korean shop you went to, though, right?
yeah,
The
yeah, that was at the
grocery
Korean
store.
shop I went to behind where like Palmer's is.
Mm.
But
I
yeah.
and then I just want to talk about like some Asian restaurants because I really feel like I really feel like I need to mention one of my favorite, oh man, there's two, but one of my favorite food experiences and like just the food in general.
Hmm.
And you know what, I'm not going to say my favorite experience, and this is specifically like just for Asian food I'm going to talk about,
Yeah.
but in general one of the best foods I've had was
Hmm.
from Young's Korean. And
Yes.
I I love food. And
Right.
I don't say this often because like it's rare that you really feel this way about food. Not rare, but like it's special.
Yes.
I don't remember what exactly I had. It was some seafood stew
Stew. Yep.
something. and there's an actual name for it, and I don't remember it in
And
Korean.
it had a fish head in it.
It did. I was
I
a little
do remember
scared.
that. Yeah.
And I don't remember in Korean. I don't even remember in English. But when I say it was the most delicious thing I've ever eaten in my entire life, it was so good. I think about it to this day. Like later that week, I was thinking about what I ate. Later
Mhm.
that month, and I always think, and I haven't been back since, which is really sad. But this is like a food that is so memorable. And I think that's what really makes it. It was so delicious and flavorful and warm and cozy and memorable.
Mhm.
I just, you don't get that experience often. And it was a lot of fun. Like it was me, you, and two other people. Like
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun in general, but the food was out of this world and they blew my mind, and the white rice was just so perfect on the side, and it was
Right.
so delicious. And like, they come out with like the cucumber salad and the
Yes.
radishes and things like that, and
Yep.
everything was delicious. Like everything was delicious. Whatever I ate was unreal.
Yeah. I love Young's. I've actually gone there to pick up food because I was like, oh, I really want
Oh,
some Korean food. Yeah, I've done the pickup.
maybe I'll do that. Today's a
Yeah,
good day for it. I like
it is.
really, really, really want it now.
But I will say my absolutely number one favorite Asian experience that we have had at
I didn't know.
well, there's two of them. Um, but when we went to Sodom, when you
I
took me to
knew
Sodom,
I knew you were gonna say that, because that was the most it was the most fun we've had. It was so much fun. It was the whole experience. And you know what I'm thinking? What is what is the drink called? Was that sake?
soju.
Soju. Okay, so I did get it right the first time because I was talking about a
Yeah,
Japanese drink, and that's sake. Soju. Um, we had way too much fun there. Way too much fun. And I would say that was like one of my favorite food
serious.
experiences.
Yeah, yeah. It
And
was awesome.
oh my gosh, we didn't know what we were doing or where we were going, but like we were just looking up like a Korean restaurant.
And we ended up at Sodom and it was good. And I had on my sushi shirt and
Yes. If you want later, we will post
pictures and
pictures
videos
and
from that night.
videos, because they're on our Instagrams already, but we will put it on our Couch Cushions Instagram or even our blog or something, just so that you can really live the experience like how we did, because it was fun.
So much fun. And that
Oh
was our
my
first time
gosh.
having soju, I think.
Yes.
And it was the
Yes.
grapefruit one, I think. And it just tastes like Sprite.
It literally tastes straight. And it's almost wrong how good it is.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
and we later got it when we went to Young's too. Like we had it
Yeah,
both
we did.
times. You can't. I don't think we could find it so that you can buy it in stores,
Right.
but
Because I remember we wanted to get it. But yeah, I don't think you can buy it in stores.
no. So you have to go out to eat it. And so definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Legit.
10 out of 10.
One bottle.
That's
Share it
it.
with your friends. Oh, so good.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
god, it's so good. Yeah, no,
And when
Mhm.
we did hot pot with your brother.
So I will say it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna put that as my best because
No,
I'm saving it for a real
real hot
hot
pot,
pot
which
experience.
probably would never happen.
It probably won't after COVID. But
Right.
what they had was, and all of these restaurants are in Henrietta, if you guys are wondering, but they had individual hot pots. So where you could order whatever you wanted. And I
Right.
think we should have been a little more prepared so like our food could make a little more sense and go
Yeah, because we was just throwing
like
anything
and
in.
this and that. And like random things that probably really didn't go together, but we were just like,
We were
we
trying to
just
figure
wanted a
it
hot
out.
pot. Like we just wanted to go out
Right.
and get hot pot. So next time we're gonna be a little more prepared. If you guys have any hot pot tips for us, let us know so we can do it like
Right.
the real deal next time. If you guys know of any legitimate hot pot places that will give me or give us that experience, let us know.
Yeah. Or any Asian restaurants we haven't mentioned
Oh,
because
that's
there's so
true.
many because we
Oh
have
my
Tie
gosh.
Me Up
Yep.
And
They're
like
good
there's so
there.
many different, like under the umbrella of Asian restaurants, there's so
Mm-hmm.
many other
Yeah, and like give
ones.
us and like another one that's my favorite is which is Japanese, but the Plum House.
Plum House,
The sushi, I'm
yes.
sorry, but in my opinion, they have the best sushi in Rochester right
Oh,
now.
also Flavors of Asia. That's my joint too.
I get that one. You know what I like that you ordered for me? The Dumpling House.
Oh, yo, and guess that came to my head, and I was like, I got to give Dumpling House their proper shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dumpling House sticky tofu, teriyaki tofu was amazing.
Yeah.
The dumplings were great. I didn't have the bao. I got you the bao, but I didn't have it. But
Oh my gosh. I was so blown away. It was so good. And I felt like I don't know, I was in a Disney short film.
yo, that was our. What did we see? We saw Incredibles, and that was the short film before the Incredibles
Yes. And we
2.
were like,
And we're
what?
like, and it got mad dark.
So dark. I was a little nervous. I'm like, what is Disney doing? But
Disney was playing with our hearts with that one. And
it
then
was
why
a
did
good one though.
when Disney Plus came out and I saw it on there, I was like, I gotta watch this short film again.
I know. I did too. I went,
We probably should show some love to the other cultures.
yes. Okay. So let's be serious because I wanted to talk about okay, one more thing. Best Vietnamese is obviously C
See,
restaurant.
yeah.
And that's it for Asian. Okay.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're leaving the continent.
Even though like I want to talk about Indian food, which is literally they're still Asian.
Oh yeah.
That creation the Asians. But Indian food. Maja, what is the restaurant that we go to that's in Henrietta? All good food is in Henrietta, you guys. And the city.
Where we went after the hike?
Yes. What is I love going there and I've been there so many times and I can never remember the name of it. And if you guys
we went with my sister, right? That one?
Yes.
Hybridy Daddy.
Oh my gosh, my so this is so bad. Hyderabad Biryani House, Rochester. I don't know how to say it. This is it, Maisha. I'm gonna show her on our screen.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Okay,
That's
pronounce it.
Girl. No,
okay.
you know.
Never mind. But the experience and like you know what I liked about there? It's so authentic, it's so good. I really like our server. I don't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
He was really chill, a lot of fun. But my thing is there was something I don't remember what we ordered, but there's a way to eat it where like you like scoop them both out and mix it on your plate instead of like eating out of the bowl or something. And he explained that to us so that we're not out there looking stupid, like
right.
eating their food and like I don't know, like we don't know what we're doing, which obviously we didn't because I wouldn't even think about like there being a certain way to eat it.
Right.
And I really respected that he explained that to us so that like we will know.
He was super patient.
Yeah. And I think we need to like give some love to like grocery stores or convenience stores that serve food because Gorka's and it's on Lake Avenue.
On Lake, yes.
Make some bomb food.
Yes.
You know, if you're ever on Lake Avenue, it's like a small shop. You could just go straight back into there's a parking lot in the back.
But watch your tires.
Yeah, please do.
Just watch your tires.
But I could get down like there's been days where you just go and pick some of their food up.
Mm-hmm. That chapate.
Yes.
Chapate.
Get some samosas, like get it all.
Yeah, and the lo mein is good.
Yes.
Like I like their chow mein. Sorry, their chow mein was good.
So good.
Shout out to our Nepali folks.
Yes, no, definitely. Like, and the ones like our friends who cook this food for us. Like, definitely shout out to y'all. Another grocery store though, not for Nepali. I mean, I'm switching cultures. We're leaving the continent for real now. And heading to Jamaica. D&L Groceries. It is
D&L.
It is on. Is it
Genesee?
Genesee.
Yep.
Another grocery store. Or
got the beef patties in the back.
And that's what you have to go for. And for you vegetarians, pescatarians, I don't know if it's vegan, so do not quote me on that. They have vegetarian patties for us. So you don't have to get a beef patty, but you can still enjoy the experience. And I highly recommend that.
So I will say, okay, back in the day, DNL was my favorite place for patties.
Mm.
They are not now. But
No?
I rock with DNL. It's always going to be a staple for me. Like if I want
Mm-hmm.
to go get a patty, but it's not my number one anymore.
Tell what your number one is.
Livy's is on Chilai in Sherwood.
So,
It's a full Jamaican restaurant and groceries. They have groceries there too. Livy's is I probably go to Livy's maybe at least once a month to
mm,
treat myself and my grandmother to Jamaican food.
what's another culture we can talk about?
Mediterranean.
So I don't know if this place is open or not.
What place?
And it's like it was like my favorite Mediterranean food. It was, or was it Lebanese? It was right on Monroe, and I haven't been there so long. I Cedar,
Cedar, yes.
Cedar Mediterranean something. That was my place. It was
Yep.
like it's like you get your food in a show.
That's
But
hilarious.
because it's like all open and you can see inside, and like you see them cooking your food and it's fresh and it's hot and everything there is delicious,
I
you
was gonna
know.
say my favorite Mediterranean right now is Levantine or Levantine. I don't know if I'm
Where's
saying it
that
right, but
at?
it's on Elm Grove. I followed them on Instagram and
Ooh.
I ordered their food for the office once again,
Hmm.
and we tore it up. The hummus,
Ooh.
it
Oh,
was good.
I looked down at the restaurants and I looked down, I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah,
um and we used to go to another one on Monroe, and it was kind of in the back. Vulos, that's what it was called. Vulos
Vulos. Okay, I've never been
on
there.
Mon. You have, or Vulas, I think. I don't know. I might have said it wrong. Vulas. I'm really bad with these names. Obviously, I swear you've been there before. I've been there
I
a
don't
couple
know.
times, and I think that they're 100% vegan. If I'm correct, everything there is
Oh,
vegan. Um,
that's what's up.
and they have pastries too, and their food's good.
Oh, okay.
But
And I guess we could switch over to like American because I
oh wait,
thought about.
one more, one
Oh,
more,
go
one
ahead.
more. I want to talk about and I think this place is closed too. Like all these places are closed now. But I will say, because it had me thinking with drinks, but it was a Turkish shop in Henrietta. It was like Cafe 95. I gotta look at my Instagram because I haven't been there in a while.
Okay, I remember. I've never been there, but I remember you going.
And they have this Turkish drink. It starts with a S. Salep, some something like that. It starts with the S, and I'm so sorry if I'm offending so many people by not remembering. Cafe 35 is what it's called. It's right in Henrietta. It's by like but go there, and they have Belgian waffles, and you can add a bunch of toppings on it, and they're delicious. They're so good. Now I'm thinking more delicious food, and I'm really sorry because it's gonna be done. Like I promise, we're gonna get to America soon. We really are. Back in the day, this place is 100% closed. I know it is for sure. It was in the college town, and this is what I will say is one of the best foods I've ever had in my entire life. Like between Young's and this place, and there was also another Asian place, but they were, I don't remember what culture it is, and maybe you will, Maisha. The soup spoon.
Yes.
One of the best
Yes.
foods I've
The
ever had in
soup
my life.
spoon.
The soup, there were so many flavors. It was an explosion in your mouth.
We should probably go to Mexico or
Ooh.
Mexican,
Mm-hmm.
Spanish foods. But I will say one of my favorite places that I enjoyed was the Silver Iguana. I don't know if they're open, but that was really good over um I think it was on Witten or something like that.
Right.
Silver
I
Iguana
haven't
was
been, but it was, I literally used to have a list. Me and this other, like a friend of mine, and it was like her sister. We had like a long list of places to go to, like all around Rochester. It was like in a
mm-hmm.
Google document. And we would try to go like every once in a while and like check it off every place we've been to. And that
Mm-hmm.
was one of the places I never got to go there though.
Yeah,
And I just
Silver
think it's
Iguana was
so
nice.
funny that like after everything we say, we're like, I don't know if it's open or not. Like,
Right.
thanks COVID, because every restaurant closed.
Close rate.
But oh man, now I'm thinking of another international one. Three Latinos. Is
Oh,
that what's the
okay.
name of it? That was
Yeah, I
my
remember that one.
go-to. That was
Mm-hmm.
my place. I love the food there. It was Dominican. But I would get the food from there. Their empanadas were amazing. Everything there I loved. I loved the rice and beans. Obviously I can't go in there anymore, and I haven't found a place since. El Pollo's was, I don't go there for their food, but
Mhm.
they have these pizza empanadas that are out of this world. If there's anything that I've said in this podcast that you should try, it's obviously Young's Korean, and it is their pizza empanadas. And Kala had to make sure they have them. I don't even understand. And I know that's like not really Mexican or Spanish or it's just what they have.
Mhm.
They are so good. They are so good. Like
Sure. Guys, let Maria play
but
y'all.
my thing is,
Just listen.
have you had the pizza one though? Not their real
Yes,
empanadas.
I've
The
had every one of
pizza,
their yes, I've had every one of their
and you're
empanadas.
telling me it's not like one of the best things you've ever had?
No, I did not
Get
like
out of
any of
here.
it. And you know
No,
why?
the food.
I rock my empanada place, my go-to Spanish place is Cocina Latina on Dewey and Stone.
See, I've only got their tostones from there. I've never gotten their real food.
You got to get that Cocina Latina. That's my
It's right
place.
around the corner from me, so like
It
I probably
is.
could, but
Yep. We order
I
it all the time. We'll have a Cocina Latina day. He'll
I'm just
order it.
nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's good.
I'm nervous because I don't have like my homie, like I don't know. I feel like we have a restaurant for each culture, and I don't have my own Spanish one yet. And
Mhm.
I'm just a little nervous. Like I have to venture out and really like find a place that will
Yeah.
suit my needs.
Yeah. Real quick Italian. Let's just skip over to Italian. Um
um my
we
coworker loves Rocco's, and
Rocco's. Yeah, we went there. We should actually sit down for a real meal.
like Mark's, I think like in her opinion it's the best in Rochester, like the best. And I
I want to go to
haven't.
Mama G's
Where's that?
in Henrietta.
I can't think of it.
Mama G's, I heard, is like it
Mm. Oh, you know what though? Pasta Villa
in
in
Greece.
Arandacoit.
Oh, Pasta Villa. Okay, see, I like Bella Pasta. That's in Greece.
You got to go to Pasta Villa.
I haven't. Okay,
You have to do it.
I need to try. I do need to go to an actual Italian restaurant, not Olive Garden.
Okay. Oh,
Go ahead.
so I feel like we should mention the real start of this episode. We kind of mentioned before that it was spur of the moment. What started this was I was talking to my coworker, and she's like, "Oh, have you been to Rella's or Rocco's?" Because she loves Rocco's, and they're like kind of they're right by each other, connected to. So I was like, "No." She's like, you have to go." And so we decided to go Wednesday. And we went to Rella's, and it's like all seafood. And the food there, did we already talk about this? I don't think we went into detail.
I don't think
maybe we
did.
Detail. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I'm repeating
It's okay.
myself. But the food there was out of this world. Every single thing we got there was so like the flavor was so unique, and it was so. I'm trying to think of like words to describe how not even intense, but like how just jam packed. It was just so full of flavor, and it was not everything was delicious. Like, but the plating of the food,
phenomenal.
That's food that deserves for the camera to eat first.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I showed everyone that food. Like since I've been there, I've been like, yo, you gotta go to Rella. You gotta go to Rella. You gotta go to Rella. Like, if you love seafood, you gotta go to Rella. To me, what's important that Rella gave was the customer service. I love great people that love what they do, love food, and you can tell. So literally shout out to Rella for making us talk about food.
Yeah, and dedicating a whole podcast just from this one restaurant. The restaurant is
181 Monroe. I know that for sure.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And
American. We have to give some love to the Americans. Red Robin. No, I'm just kidding.
Yum. Let's think. My American,
McDonald's, Burger King.
I guess, yeah, we can talk about fast food.
No. I really don't want to talk about fast food. I was just kidding. But American foods.
I just feel like American food is kind of like bar food.
Yeah, like burgers, fries.
Because like you think like, oh, pizza, but that's Italian. Or shout out to the Pizza Stop too, some of the best pizza in Rochester.
Oh yeah, Pizza Shop is definitely it's
there. But
I feel like the Italian pizzas in America, I do think pepperoni pizza is American though.
Okay.
I would not classify that as Italian.
Okay. I'm not mad about that.
And margarita, yes.
Margarita is so good. I don't know. I feel like I should talk about wagons if I'm talking about American food,
Chicken wings.
Okay, yeah, chicken wings.
Chicken wing, hot dogs and bologna.
Yeah. Macaroni salad, I think, or potato salad or my thing is I don't want to classify American food with soul food.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You took the words right out my mouth. Or like you said, the bar food. Like I would say
either.
Dips, chicken wings, burgers, ribs. But then again, when I go to that, I think of soul food. Like I would think of mac and cheese, but I'm like,
that's soul food to me.
But that's soul food.
That's 100% the thing. And so my thing is, I know we're going to talk about like our favorite soul foods, but I don't know if there's a soul food restaurant I can say is my favorite. If I'm eating soul food, I don't eat soul food out. And we don't cook much soul food at home, but there will be no restaurant that's better than what you make at home. And obviously it's different for us and like our culture, but I'm sorry, like
the only soul food place that I would say that I can eat something with and it be fine is Tangi's over on the east side. I can get down with some Tangi's, but then again, that goes back to I eat soul food at home or made by other people.
Yes. Like family or friends or people.
Yes.
Like that's the only way I really eat soul food. And I'm just going to go back real quick because I thought about something else with American food. Buffalo dip. I don't know. I feel like that's American.
Yeah, I feel like buffalo dip.
But that's also bar food. But
what I do feel like it's on the border of soul food, but not really. And I cannot go any longer with this podcast unless I say French quarters.
That's
French quarters.
Gosh. Okay, before we took like a little pause, but it came to my brain and I said to myself, Maria, do not forget to mention it, but it wasn't written down. And I'm so happy. Okay. Now, I know I keep saying best food in Rochester, and I know I've said it 4 times already, so you guys might not believe me. But when I say trust and believe, so I know, okay, I'm going to go back to what I said was the best so far. Young's, I said the soup spoon, I said, what else did I say?
Cafe 35, I think.
No, I'm not even counting that as the best. I'm going to just count the one pizza empanada from El Pollo's. And I think that was it. So those are like my, and I think I said Cedars, but that's for Mediterranean. But food itself, the restaurant. Okay, now the restaurant. Now I feel like I'm going back. Best restaurants in Rochester, I feel like was the food I got from Young's, from Rella's, and the soup spoon. That's no more. But so we're gonna replace the soup spoon with one of the top 3 best is the French Quarter. I cannot put words.
Delicious.
I cannot put it into words. It is like very New Orleans type of food, Creole and
right. That's why I said I don't know if I could say it's soul food, but it's their soul food.
It's their soul food. It's not. I feel like that's kind of in between. Like I kind of feel like it's in between because it's their own. It's their own,
like they have their own culture.
Yeah, and it's not technically soul, but
right,
a little similar. Going in there, I love the aesthetics of the place. It is like it's very homey, it's very open. There, what is it? Shrimp etouffee? Etouffee. I'm sorry. Is usually what I get from there. You just get it.
Just
Just
go.
get it. Everything about that restaurant, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, literally
10
10
out
out
of
of 10.
10. What I want to talk about with them is Maja ordered this, and I was like, Maja, give me a bite of this. Give me a bite of this right now. And I felt
Yep.
bad because I definitely stole a bite. And that's so rude. And don't ever do that to anybody. And some of the best peach cobbler I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
And I say that a lot, but it
That
was
peach cobbler was fire.
fire. It
Speak
was,
right. And speaking of peach cobbler, real quick.
oh,
And this is a soul food place that actually I forgot that was in the middle of the hood here.
uh-huh.
Uncle Moe's. Uncle Moe's is a seafood, a soul food place. And me and my mom loved the peach cobbler there. And that's what brought me back to Uncle Moe's. It's over on West Main and Gardner.
And you know where I don't remember if I've been, but they get really good reviews about their brunch or their chicken and waffles, I think it is. It's in the city. I feel like it's
Oh,
by,
Arnett Cafe.
yeah, never been
Yep.
there. Obviously, I don't eat chicken, but I've heard they
Yeah.
have the
Their
best
shrimp and
chicken.
grits. Their shrimp and grits
Oh my gosh,
are
that just
on
reminds me
fire.
too.
Megan's
Shrimp and
cereal
grits.
bar.
Yes. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, Morgan cereal bar.
Morgan, yeah.
That's so funny. You read my mind. Their shrimp and grits there are banging. They have a lot of like breakfast foods. It's really sweet. They're more like dessert breakfast, but their shrimp and grits. I got the red velvet waffles from there, but next time I'm gonna get that instead because I ate like some of my friends and it was amazing.
But okay, sweeter things, dessert. There
Okay,
are two dessert places that I want to talk about, but go ahead.
so what I want to talk about is I think it depends on the dessert. My go-to dessert place is Jackson's Bakery in Greece on Stone Road. There's no better dessert place in Rochester, New York.
Jackson's is fire.
And that's just my opinion. Their cheesecake or carrot cake bars will blow your mind, or get the radio bars. Um, anything from there. I love it. My other one for macaroons, I want to say like one of my favorite places is Scratch Bake Shop.
Oh yeah, Scratch
I
is fire.
I really do enjoy the macaroons there. Or surprisingly, I really rock with the Village Bakery.
They
Their
got some good stuff too.
macaroons, you know.
Mhm. What are some restaurants that, if you can think of, that you would want to try in Rochester? And maybe what are some like Instagram accounts that you follow?
But I follow the food blogger. I feel like she is like the number one food blogger in Rochester, obviously.
She is.
Sriracha says.
Yeah.
And we can tag her, obviously. She every time I'm like, oh, I want to go somewhere, I look at her Instagram. Like if I have this, oh, you know what? There are some restaurants I do want to go to. And it just reminded me because I was on her Instagram today, just like casually looking at it. And there, I think she posted Burns.
I was just gonna say Burns.
That's we're so in sync.
That's so funny because she just posted about it and I was like, that food looks amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah. So I want to go to Burns. I want to go to, there is somewhere else. I think it's a French restaurant. There's a French restaurant and I can't think of the name of it. I feel like it starts with an R. I've been wanting to try, you don't know.
Oh, I was gonna say one of the, because I followed the Explore Rochester page, which you were featured on, which is really cool. They put me onto the Saucy Chef.
Oh yeah, she's been posting a lot. Or she like had her own.
I want to try, and I'm actually thinking about getting their food tonight.
Ooh.
Because it looks good. I actually was gonna ask you if you want to get some food.
Oh,
but they're like, that looks really good. I want to try Saucy Cafe. And another food vlogger that I follow in Rochester is Rock Your Belly.
Oh,
this girl is, yeah, she's really cool. I met her at Genesee Brewery. She was a waitress and she knew her food, she knew her stuff, and I think her account was just starting, and I followed her and I've been following her ever since, and she is thebomb.com. So Rock Your Belly for Rochester. She's really good. Oh, honorable mentions: Highland Diner.
Yes.
And Swillburger. at the Playhouse. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Honorable mentions.
Hmm. I'm trying to think where else is another one that's, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many classic places in Rochester that um
You have to try.
that you just have to go to, or like just so many staples like in our.
Me
Oh,
neither,
you know
yeah.
where I want to mention, this is new, but Mercantile on Main.
Oh, yeah, I haven't been there
So
yet.
if you do go to Mercantile, it's more for the experience because it's really nice there.
Mm-hmm.
And for I would go for that one restaurant, Palermo's.
Okay, okay.
And real quick, I know, I'm so sorry. And this is like the last thing I'm gonna bring up, but can we talk about uh bubble tea?
Boba.
I just
mean,
I just feel like
what
we just
else
need to
can I
mention it.
say other than Kung Fu tea? Done. That's all I have to say about it.
I will say Kung Fu tea is the best, and I love myself some Tai Chi bubble tea. I love
Yeah,
myself
Tai
that
Chi bubble tea is
restaurant
good.
because it's the experience, and it's the experience, and the ramen's good. Tai, not Tai Chi, Kung Fu tea is superior when it comes to the bubble tea.
Yes.
Get
Yep.
the rose bubble tea,
Rose
or
ship.
get taro, or
Yep.
any kind. It for me, I feel like I probably mentioned like 20,000 places, and I love all the foods in Rochester. I think we're very great for the diversity with cultures
Right. Yeah, we are.
and just like the experiences, the food experiences we've had are out of this world. I feel like Rochester is so awesome when it comes to that. But I think that's all for me. I feel like we listed a lot of
Yeah,
places.
guys.
We talked about a lot of food.
We love food.
We really love food, and we're not ashamed of it, you know?
Nope, nope,
We're
nope,
not
nope.
ashamed of it. So okay, guys. So we hope while listening to this, we inspired you to get some food so you can finish the episode while eating and kicking back on the couch with us. We thank you guys so much for the support, and shout out to all of our favorite Rochester restaurants or upstate Western New York places. Go check them out. Follow them on Instagram. We will be posting some of our favorite food that the camera ate first. We will be recommending all of them on our blog and our Instagram, and just posting a bunch about what we've talked about. As always, we love you guys and take care. Stay hungry.
Peace
Bye.
out. Wait, don't stop recording. Um, because real quick, I also think another honorable mention is Raymundo's chicken wings.
Oh, okay. So this is Buffalo, but we will not end the podcast without talking about Raymundo's. It is
Yes.
literally in a house. Might seem a little sketchy, but they have the best chicken wings in
Yes.
all of New York State. And I am
Honey
saying
mustard, honey mustard on the grill, double
double char,
saucing.
yep,
Yeah, double charred. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
extra sauce. Get
Yep.
that order, but they have the best wings.
Yeah, they do.
They do. End of story. That's
Done.
all.
Okay.
Done. Bye.
Deuces.